Cameron Hale had never believed in snooping. In his mind, love wasn't built on surveillance. It was built on trust. And for most of their 5-year marriage, that trust had been steady as stone. He and Layla weren't the couple who fought over passwords or phone calls. They were the couple who laughed over Sunday morning pancakes, left little notes on the fridge, and texted each other memes from across the couch. But even the strongest walls can crack. Before we begin, please like this video and subscribe Relation Tales. We're grateful for each and every one of you. Let us know where in the world you're tuning in from. We'd love to hear from you in the comments. Let's begin. Layla had flown out to Miami for her best friend Morgan's bachelorette party, a 5-day trip filled with beach clubs, yacht parties, and what she called one last taste of freedom before Morgan tied the knot. Cameron wasn't thrilled, but he understood. Layla had always been the outgoing one, the spark in every room. He'd kissed her goodbye at the airport, told her to have fun, and meant it. What he didn't expect was complete silence by day 2. No texts, no calls, no stories, no updates, just silence. At first, Cameron brushed it off. Maybe her phone died. Maybe she was just immersed in the moment. Maybe she needed a break. He waited until that evening and sent a lighthearted message. "Don't forget about me while you're soaking up the sun." Smiley face. No reply. The next morning, he tried again. "Hey babe, just checking in. Hope you're okay." Still nothing. It wasn't until he tried calling and realized he was going straight to voicemail that the chills sank in. She hadn't just stopped responding. She blocked him. His chest tightened. There was no fight, no cold shoulder, nothing that made sense. He went through every recent moment in his head. Had he upset her? Missed an important date? Said something wrong? He stared at the photo of them from last Christmas. Layla in her red sweater with snow in her curls, smiling against his cheek. Something was wrong. But Cameron wasn't impulsive. He didn't jump to conclusions. Instead, he reached out to someone he trusted. Morgan's cousin, Haley, was also on the trip, a sweet, introverted woman who'd always been kind to him. They'd only exchanged pleasantries during past gatherings, but he still had her number saved. He hesitated, then typed, "Hi Haley. Sorry to bother you, but I haven't heard from Layla in 2 days. She seems to have blocked my number. I'm not accusing anyone of anything, just worried. Can you please make sure she's okay, and maybe let her know I love her?" He hit send, heart pounding. 29 minutes later, his phone rang. Then it rang again, and again. By the time he glanced down, he had over 30 missed calls, all from Layla, all within 5 minutes. His stomach twisted. He didn't answer. Instead, he stared at his phone as it buzzed again and whispered, "What did you do?" Because now he needed to know. Cameron didn't pick up the calls. Not immediately. He wasn't ready. 30 missed calls in such a short span screamed panic, not love. And panic meant only one thing. Someone had been caught. He sat alone in their living room, the same place where they'd slow danced on their anniversary last fall. The scent of Layla's vanilla candles still hung faintly in the air. Every corner of the room echoed with memories, but tonight, those memories felt warped. The phone buzzed again. This time, a message. "Layla, Cam, please, call me. It's not what you think. I swear." He almost laughed. It was exactly what he thought. The truth had been clawing at his instincts for weeks now. The extra makeup on errand days. The sudden gym obsession. The random smiles while texting someone she called Tasha, a name that never showed up in their conversations before. He didn't want to believe it back then, but now, it was staring him in the face. Still, Cameron was a man of calm, not chaos. So he waited. And then, he called Haley. She answered in a whisper. "Cameron," she breathed, sounding shaken. "I didn't know. I swear I didn't know what was going on. I just thought she forgot to message you or something. But when I told her you were worried, she freaked out." "What happened?" There was a pause on the line. Haley was choosing her words carefully, like she was terrified of being overheard. "I don't want to get in the middle of your marriage," she said quietly. But when I handed her the phone and said your name, she turned pale. And Morgan snatched it from her and started asking what you said. There was this weird energy in the room, like something was about to explode. Cameron's voice dropped. "Haley, please, just tell me." Haley exhaled. She was with someone. Some guy from the yacht party last night. I didn't see it happen, but I saw them leave together. I didn't want to say anything. But when I said you messaged me, Layla collapsed. She screamed, cried, said she ruined everything. Cameron didn't reply. His knuckles turned white around the phone. It wasn't just suspicion anymore. It was truth. The woman he shared a bed with. The woman he defended in front of his friends. The woman he bought roses for every second Friday because she once said, "Fridays feel empty without flowers." She had betrayed him on a trip meant for celebration. She had blocked him to hide it. "Thank you, Haley," he finally said. She whispered, "I'm sorry." He hung up. Layla's messages kept flooding in. "Layla, it didn't mean anything. Please call me. Layla, I was drunk. It was a mistake. Layla, I didn't even know what I was doing until it was too late. Layla, you have to believe me. I didn't block you on purpose. My phone glitched. It just had happened." Cameron chuckled darkly at that last one. He didn't reply. He let the silence do the talking. He walked into their shared bedroom, opened her side of the closet, and began taking photos. Each dress, each piece of jewelry he bought her, every gift she ever smiled at while saying, "I don't deserve this." He sent one picture with a message. "You're right. You didn't." Then he packed them all. He wasn't sure where this path was going yet. But revenge had just entered the room. Layla flew back the next morning. Cameron didn't ask her to. He didn't speak to her at all. But she arrived anyway, banging on the front door like a woman possessed, shouting his name through tears. He didn't open it. Not at first. Instead, he stood behind the peephole and watched her. Makeup smeared, hair frizzed, no luggage in sight, just desperation. When he finally opened the door, she practically collapsed into him, but he didn't move to catch her. "Cameron," she sobbed, grabbing his arm. Please let me explain. It's not what you think. I wasn't in my right mind. I was drunk, and everyone was cheering me on. It didn't mean anything." He looked at her. No rage, no yelling, no accusations. Just a quiet, soul-deep ache in his chest. "You blocked me," he said softly. "You made a conscious choice to hide me. That wasn't a drunk mistake, Layla. That was a decision." Tears streamed down her face. "I didn't mean to. I thought maybe I'd deal with everything after I got home. I didn't think it would come out like this." "That's the thing," he replied. "You didn't think. About me. About us. About 5 years of building a life." She knelt on the floor like her legs had given out. "I messed up. But please, Cam, don't do this. Don't throw everything away over one mistake." "One mistake," he echoed, voice trembling. "You stepped out of our marriage, Layla. Slept with a stranger. Lied. Blocked me. You left me in the dark like I was some annoying ex. Not your husband." She grabbed his wrist. "I'll do anything. Therapy. Counseling. You name it. Just give me a chance." He pulled back gently. "No." Her eyes widened. "What? I'm not doing this now. I'm not going to scream or make a scene. I need time and space. You're not staying here tonight. But," he pointed to the guest key on the table, "there's a hotel booked for you, just for tonight. Pack a bag and leave. We'll talk later." That night, Cameron didn't sleep. He sat in the dark, staring at his wedding album. It felt like looking through glass at someone else's life. The next day, he dug deeper, and what he found wasn't just a mistake. It was a pattern. An old Instagram account she thought was deactivated. Secret messages under fake names. A few sketchy Cash App payments. And a long thread between Layla and someone named Jaden, dated 2 months back. "Jaden, miss you already. Can't wait till the next girl's trip. Winky face. Layla, can't believe how easy it is to get away when Cam trusts me this much." Cameron stared at the screen. It wasn't just betrayal. It was mockery. She had weaponized his love, his belief in her. And now he had a choice. He could walk away quietly, or he could make sure she never forgot what she threw away. Not with rage, not with chaos, but with clarity. A mirror. One that would show her exactly who she was. Cameron didn't throw tantrums. He played chess. And Layla, despite her dramatics, had no idea she'd just move her queen into checkmate. Over the next few days, she kept trying to reach him. She sent playlists, old photos, voice notes of them laughing, her crying, anything to trigger nostalgia, anything to pull him back. Cameron didn't block her. He let her messages flood in, but he said nothing back. Because he wasn't done gathering everything he needed. He met with a lawyer, Grace Dalton, a fire breather in heels, who handled betrayal cases like a surgeon with a scalpel. She read through the messages, the financials, the Instagram screenshots, the timeline, and simply said, "You've got her pinned. This divorce won't just go through. It'll sting." Cameron nodded. "I want it clean. Legal. Precise. No emotional explosions. I want her to feel it without me ever raising my voice." Grace smiled. "Then let's begin." He moved out of their marital home quietly and left a single note. "You gave pieces of yourself away while pretending I still had all of you. So I'm giving you what you gave me. Silence. And a goodbye." But the real twist wasn't in the divorce. It was in what came next. See, Cameron had always supported Layla's influencer dreams. He helped her launch her boutique skincare brand, Sorella Glow. He filed her LLC paperwork, built her e-commerce site, got her connections through his cousin who managed mid-tier beauty sponsorships. In short, he built the bones of her brand. And legally, half of it belonged to him. Layla thought she was walking away with her followers, her fans, her self-made empire. What she didn't know, Cameron still had admin access. He never used it after they launched, but he never gave it up. And when the time came, he logged in, not to destroy her brand. No, that would have been petty. Instead, he made a small, unnoticeable update. He redirected her store's domain to a blank page that read, "This site has been paused while the team takes time to reflect on values and authenticity." Below that was a simple button. Read the statement. Clicking it opened a heartfelt essay. Not bitter, not accusatory, but calm, sincere, and devastatingly transparent. It told the story of a man who built something with someone he loved, only to realize he was building it alone. It didn't name her. It didn't shame her, but it shared truth. It let the audience feel the weight of the betrayal, not as gossip, but as grief. The post went viral, not because it was scandalous, but because it was real. Layla's fan base collapsed within hours. Her comments section flooded, not with hate, but with heartbreak. Did she really do this? Tell me this isn't about Layla. I can't support someone who fakes integrity. Cameron didn't respond to any of it. He just watched in silence, sipping his black coffee by the window. The same window where, 3 months earlier, she had kissed him goodbye before her girl's trip. He could still hear her voice. "Don't miss me too much." He hadn't missed her. He had missed the version of her that never existed. And now he was ready to let go. But Layla wasn't. 3 weeks passed. Cameron's story had made waves far beyond what he expected. He hadn't set out to destroy her. But the truth, when laid bare, has a way of lighting its own fires. Sponsors dropped Layla without a word. Her sales tanked. Her Instagram went quiet, then private. Influencer blogs speculated gently. But most people had already moved on. Except Layla. She hadn't. One quiet Wednesday morning, Cameron stepped outside to grab the mail. The sky was overcast, the streets still. And there she was, sitting on the front steps. No makeup, hoodie draped over her knees. Eyes red and glassy like she hadn't slept in days. Her fingers were shaking. "Cam," she said softly, like his name was a prayer she didn't deserve to whisper. He didn't speak. "I lost everything," she murmured, eyes distant. "You didn't even raise your voice. You didn't humiliate me publicly. But the way you walked away, it destroyed me." He stood silent, arms folded. "I thought you'd be furious," she went on, voice cracking. "I thought you'd shout. I braced myself for war. But you gave me nothing. Not anger. Not hate. Just silence. And that was worse." She looked up at him, desperate now. "I don't care about the brand. Or the followers. I just want you back." Cameron finally spoke, but his voice wasn't angry. It was calm, hollow in the way a cliffside sounds after the sea has withdrawn. "Why?" Layla blinked. "What do you mean?" He stepped down to her level. "Why do you want me back? Is it because I made you feel safe? Or because you're scared to be alone now that the illusion is shattered? You want to crawl back to what I gave you, not who I am." Tears spilled from her eyes. "I know I failed you," she whispered, "but I was lost. I didn't feel alive anymore. Every day felt routine. Predictable. I guess I wanted to feel something." "You wanted chaos," he said flatly. "You found it. And now you want peace again, on your terms. That's not how life works, Layla. You don't cheat death and expect to return to heaven like nothing happened." She reached for his hand, but he pulled back gently. "It's over." "No." She shook her head. Cam, please. I had a vasectomy 2 years ago, he said suddenly, eyes locked on hers. Her mouth fell open. What? He held her gaze. You remember when we agreed not to have kids, right? That year when we both decided to focus on careers, freedom, not being tied down. I went through with it. You said you were sure. I believed you. Her hands trembled. So when you texted me last week, he continued, pulling out his phone and showing her the last unread message, saying we might be pregnant. I didn't even flinch. She went completely still. I laughed, he added coldly, and I deleted it. Layla looked shattered. That baby isn't mine, just like you aren't mine anymore. For the first time, she stopped trying to beg. She stood slowly, shoulders sagging. So this is really goodbye? No, Cameron replied. That was 3 weeks ago. This is just the echo. He turned and walked inside, and he didn't look back. 6 months later, Cameron stood under the warm lights of a small gallery downtown. It wasn't extravagant, just a cozy space filled with framed moments, photographs, design work, and simple creations from local artists. He'd rediscovered an old hobby, design, and made it into something new. That night, one piece got special attention, a split canvas. One half depicted a woman standing in the sunlight, blurred and fading. The other showed a man walking into the distance, clear and focused. A visitor asked, "What's the meaning behind it?" Cameron just smiled. Sometimes, the clearest thing you'll ever do is walk away from what once blinded you. The room moved on. Music played softly. He leaned against the wall, sipping his drink. Beside him stood someone new. Quiet smile. Gentle eyes. No drama in her gaze, just presence. What are you thinking about? She asked. Nothing important, he replied. And for the first time in years, he meant it. Because the past no longer lived rent-free in his mind. It was packed, processed, and gone.